It's important to go back 4 decades and think about this. Recall what was happening. Recall what Alaskans thought when we went to the polls. It was in the course of this body, before we went to a public vote in 1976, the legislature had to agree to it, ballot proposition number 2 on the permanent fund. The vote in this body was 18 yeas and 1 nay. The vote in the other body was 36 yeas, 1 nay, so certainly well supported by the legislature. There's a summary of the proposition that clearly states that the income of the fund would be deposited in the general fund of the state and available to be appropriated by the state. So many of us voted in that 1976 election, believing we were creating a rainy day account, realizing that oil would not last forever. And when oil was gone, the permanent fund would be there to help us pay for government. Now, there are, of course, others today who tell us that, who claim that the permanent fund was never intended to be touched, that it was only to be used for dividends. Those claims, to my mind, Mr. President, are really not quite true, as many of us remember exactly what we intended when we passed that amendment to the Constitution. Mr. President, many Alaskans remember the original intent was to fund state government after the income from oil revenues falls or stops entirely. That intent really did not change, even in 1982, when the dividend program was started. This program modified the permanent fund, but we need to realize it did not replace the original intent, the purpose of the fund.